Hey, hey, hey. Man, I thought that was my coffee. Well, welcome back. We're back on the junk thing. I want to give a little explaining on the whole ignition system here. We got spark. I don't know if you guys seen the little short I did about it. But I took the ignition control module out. Let's see, where did that plate go anyways? I kicked it through it or something. But it was screwed on in here. As you see, I got points and a condenser. And what I did to do that, see, it's even got the plate. The old plate just only had 2 bolts coming out for the ignition control module. Well, this way, I bought this points plate. The point plates for this is $200. That points plate there, it's like 19 bucks. It's for a 70s era Harley Davidson Sportster. Granted, this is like kind of a Harley Columbia car, Columbia park car, kind of a Harley, but back Columbia acquired the Harley brand golf carts. I don't know when, but the metal plate, I wish I could find the one with the ignition control module on it. I could show you guys better. Where is it at? Well, anyways, it's the metal plate. I had to grind around the metal plate so it would slide in here. So it would slide in here. It's still a little tight fitting. And then the center right here, I had to waller out some. Well, drill it out, make it bigger. Because there's like a little nub right there. See, this is the magnet they had on there for it, and you can see the magnets north and south there, and they would rotate and it'd create that electric field in that ignition control module, and that's what would cause it to spark. So we got that, and since these are points, you want to use a ballast resistor. Let me point to it. So you do your ballast resistor. Power in, power out to this, and to the negative. Your negative here will run into your points. Well, when that field collapses inside the coil, that's when it sends the spark. So there's a little thing right here, a little cam, a little lobe on this shaft. And let me turn it. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this real well. But right there at the very top of it is the cam, and now, as you can see, the points just opened. So that's when you want the points to open, right at the very top of this lobe. And when that, at the very top of that lobe, but you also have to be at top dead center on your spark plug. Top dead center on your spark plug. Let me find something that's gonna help us out here. Come on. So I just used a screwdriver or something, and I put that in there like that, and I rotated the engine. I know my stand still broke, haven't got a new one yet. So as you can see, that's going down, and as I come back up, right about there would be my top dead center, real close. So I give it a little shake and feel it kind of wanting to go up and down. And as you can see, I'm kind of off still a little bit. So I will adjust that a little more. So if that's top dead center, I need to twist that plate this way. So I will have to actually drill or file. You can see that slot right here. Well, see, this slot don't line up with that hole, so I've still got to cut this out to line up with that hole. And I've got to make this bigger too, so it gives me more adjustment on my points. But let's see what we can do. This I have new spark plug, new coil wire. Let's see if we can pick up some spark here. Let's see, there it is. nice part. She did fire up and she did run. I did this all off camera one day because I didn't know if it was going to work. You know, I'm retrofitting stuff. I'm making stuff work, and that's what we do here at Duct Tape's Place. We make stuff work. We make the use common sense, and pretty much can fix anything with a little common sense and a little know-how and a little experience of, hey, you know, throw some points in it. That ignition control module is no longer available. It's obsolete. I mean, there's some that's out there, but you would be having to modify that plate and all that and everything, and it'd be just a little, I don't know, it'd probably be a little easier than the old points, but you have to set the air gap on them control modules. This way I can put it on top dead center, get my thing for my gap on my points. It's pretty easy to do it. Just do it that way. So today we ordered a bunch, well, not a lot of parts. We ordered carburetor, plug wire, fuel pump, and I'm not sure what else, but that's what we ordered. I don't have a lot of fuel pressure out of this. I wish I had my flashlight or something with me. Let me turn my phone on real quick with the light. You can see there's kind of a little bit of oil stuff down in there, and it has me to believe that the crank seal back there is bad. Maybe have a little vacuum leak. So we're losing a little bit of vacuum pressure. The fuel pump's not going to run all that strong. So I did the next best thing, and I got an electric fuel pump. Yeah, you can't really run an electric fuel pump on a small engine, they say, because of the fuel pressure too hard for the thing. Well, there is a fuel pump out there. It's for Polaris, Ranger. It's 1 to 2 psi. There's other ones that go up to like 4 psi, and some electric ones. I actually had an electric one but I put it on a different golf cart, and it was kind of too strong. It would kind of flood the cart out. But I was over that cart, didn't like it, didn't want to work on it. It was a Facebook Marketplace project, and I prefer not to work on them. Case in point, this cart right here. But this one here is a little better. I mean, it's a little easier because that other one was hacked. This one's kind of hacked, but not nowhere near as bad. It's not a lot of, well, I was getting ready to say don't have a lot of electrical, but it's got quite a bit going on right there. So I'm going to say eventually it's going to need a starter solenoid on this positive side. But as you can see, I put all new cables on it too, bigger cables to get a better turn on that starter. But we're going to start installing some parts, and we're going to keep fine-tuning on the points. We've got to go in this rear diff and see why it's leaking and what it's doing. It's got brown water under it coming out of it, so it's leaking somewhere. So ain't nothing to do but to do it. We got this thing off of there. You can tell if you look right there, there's a hole right there where it was sucking air in at. Sucking in air right there and right there, 2 holes. So that wasn't gonna make it run real good either. So there's all kinds of hodgepodge things going on here, man. I don't like it. It sucks. So let's set that carburetor there. I need to get a rag. We got you guys set up in the tripod because my thing's broke, so angles are going to be kind of bad, whatever. And then we're gonna eliminate this thing here. That there was the oil injection system. We're gonna get rid of that. We got to get rid of this. and that's the vacuum thing, port for the vacuum pump. So it was just 2 7/16 nuts to get that off there, and with this I think we may just this hose, we may just put a bolt in it for the simple fact of ease of going back to the mechanical pump or the vacuum pump if they need to. So, and it's awful long. They didn't need it to be that long. So we cut it about right there. Let me get cutters. I don't know what I did with my cutters. Well, I'm gonna look around for my cutters. So I just stretched that out, made it just a tad bit longer for that. We'll set that off to the side. We'll need to find this little bolt or something to plug that off so it ain't a vacuum leak too. Man, it's a little chilly out and got my nose running. We're gonna get rid of this vacuum pump here. Come on. I would like to mount that pump close as I can to the tank. So we're going to have to may improvise and put this hose there so it's closer to the pump. We may we'll probably stick the pump right here, and we'll use this hose, and then we'll have that long hose go straight to the carburetor. Pull this up off here, this clamp. We need to check to make sure, see how far that goes down. It's got a vent tube there, but that don't mean nothing. Man, I'm spilling a lot of gas all over the place. Remind me not to light up a cigarette in here. So let's go through over here to the parts and see what we got. We got to find the fuel pump. We'll have to wire it up. We'll wire it so that when we one other thing was the would be the choke cable too. Thing we should get. Put that fuel pump right off the bat. Choke cable right there. So hopefully that works for us. New NPK spark plug. Make sure what all I had him get. Plug wire. What is this? Oh my luck! I cut my finger off. That's the carburetor. Electric fuel pump. There's two electric fuel pumps. I only ordered one. I don't know why I got two. Double check with them people. Make sure they only ordered one fuel pump. If they ordered two, then I may knock off some price and keep that. Yeah, 2 coil wires, 2 carburetors. I got double everything. What's in this one then? Look, they ordered 2 of everything. 2 NGKs, 2 of these. So I'm gonna assume these people probably double ordered everything. We'll need this. So these people's double ordered everything. Don't ask me how that managed to go on, but it did. Carburetor in there, carburetor and a spark plug wire. Okay, yeah, they double ordered everything, 2 of everything. So that will go back to the customer. I'm gonna give him a call and see what they did. Alright, we spoke with the customer. He did double order everything. So he'll have to send it all back. So he said he didn't know. He said he ordered, when he ordered it, it didn't show up that he actually ordered it, so he ordered it again. And he said heck, I wouldn't even have known if you wouldn't have told me. So that tells me he's got some money. He can pay for this work then. But you know, you gotta be fair with your customers. Do everything that's right. You know, if they go back and look in their bill and they say, hey, I ordered 2 of everything, and now the guy didn't tell me about that, they ain't gonna come back. You know, probably won't come back anyways after they get this bill, because I think we're gonna have to go into the rear end also, because it's not running. It's grinding. I got dirt on my face, guys. Yeah, probably. All right. Well, let's get this carburetor on here. Hey, there you are. And this carburetor's kind of a pain to get to, and with this leg on this thing, it's kind of in the way. I'm gonna put this one back in there and get the other one, matter of fact. Since I opened up the other one, I want to make sure we do this fella right. You know, if we don't send it back with the boxes unopened, it'll look, you know, be less likely to get any bull crap from Amazon. I got two new gaskets here. There's a gasket on that. They got some sealer stuff on there. Is there another gasket on there? Is that just metal? Yep, no gasket on that side. So I'm gonna need to clean that up. It looks like they double gasketed the carburetor side. Pretty sure there's no gasket. Make sure our intake's still clean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's double. Alright, so I went to go clean that gasket off there, but I said, man, I better double check. Well, if you look, not the right gasket. This is for the outside of the carburetor, so I had to leave that other gasket on there, so I didn't mess with it. I didn't want to take the chance of ruining it, so we left it off there. So here's our new carburetor. This thing's in the wrong direction here because it goes on like that. So we'll just turn our little spigot, nipple, spout, whatever you want to call it. I'm just loosening the nut. It's like a banjo bolt. So give her a little tilt here. So the car goes on like that, and of course this is a kind of funky. You have to put the nuts into place before you put the carb on. So before you put the nuts on both sides, make sure you can get them both started. Uh, 7/16. Now what's going on? What's that going on? Sorry. Man, I hate fighting things. So I'm gonna tighten this on down, and we'll bring you back here when we get her all tightened up. Just tightening some nuts to hold her in place. Alright, so we had to remove the whatever you want to call it here, starter generator, but so yeah, that's what we did. Let's see, where'd that nut go for that bolt? Anyways, should have been a bolt back there, but who knows. But anyways, we'll leave that off while we mess with this carburetor anyways, and give us some room. Oh my God, my knees. So we'll just put some bolts on there. Gotta watch out for that. I kind of bent it putting that on there. That's just the air fuel mixture. So yeah, that's just how she goes. So how it's gonna be, we gotta see if we can get this thing to fit on there right. Alright, well, them holes there, I threw the tack weld in there on, well, not really tack weld, I welded them up on there. I put this on there and I got it glued on there already with some silicone. We're gonna let that dry a minute. I tried to find, try to reuse the same screws or whatever, and they're not the right size for this. They won't fit in there, so I found a bolt that fits. I'll have to go to the hardware store and get one. So let's tackle this fuel spot here. Let's get this fuel pump. Let's see what we got going on here. Should I be opening up this? Showing up, D. Come with a filter. And here's the pump. So we'll have to make some type of bracket or figure out something for that. Ain't sure what that's for. I don't know if that's for water or what, but we can probably stuff that right there. Got the in and then the out. Maybe if we're gonna have to try to find some way to get her mounted. I don't think I can mount her upside down. It'd be nice, but we'll Probably mount it right there. Now we need to go this way with it. We'll mount it about there, possibly. Maybe mount it right there. I don't know. We have to figure out something here. Not real sure what we're going to do with this yet, just quite yet. Will she fit down in here? No. Man, I don't know if I can lay her on the side or not. She'll work. I could drop it down there, but I'll have to remove that fuel tank. Looks like it's just a couple straps in there holding it on. We'll cut them off. We'll remove that. We'll stick that pump in there, have it down a little ways, so we can get. We'll mount her right there, and that way we can come right here with our hose and just kind of right into her. Right about. We'll put her right there so she's safe. Kind of want it to push, not pull all that way. I mean, this ain't much there, but could mount it right there. Have my gas line going in here. We can just have that going up there. Who knows? We can do whatever we want with that little hose. I ain't too worried about it. We just gotta figure out how we're gonna mount it. In there. How the hell is she doing there? We just have to run a little bit longer fuel thing. We may end up going right there with this valve, but I don't feel like messing with that thing. So I'm gonna try to figure out what we can do with that. Probably use some plumber strap, I guess. Wish I could put her right there, but I'm sure she'll hit the body. I think our best option is right here. I'm not sure which one's positive, which one's negative on this. We'll just have to hook it up and see. I need to get some connectors and stuff. So yeah, I know this ain't the best shots because we're stuck on that thing. So well, this kind of sucks because I really don't know what do. I'm kind of at a loss. I don't know. I'll figure it out. Got some got it kind of wired up. Got the thing ran back there. Fuel pump run back there. Let's see if we get any fuel out of her. Oh yeah, she's running good. Might be too strong. Let's get her cut. Let's put her on the old carburetor and see where'd that thing go? And we'll see how see if this needle will hold that much pressure. If not, we may be screwed and have to go do that use that vacuum pump, but I'm hoping it holds. It's an awful lot of pressure. And of course that won't work. So I've got to come up with another clamp then. Let me, there we go. I got one right there. Just reuse this one. Come on, let's get on there. Hopefully this works. Sounds like she's holding. I'm going down here and see if we can't see inside that carburetor. Yeah, hear that pump weakening down? That pump stopped, so yep, she's holding. Perfect. It actually shuts off once it reaches that pressure too, so we're good. Alright, I did, let me wipe you off. I did a lot of this off camera because it's tedious work, but there she is. Final setup. Got our clutch choke, and it's full choke, fully open choke. Got plenty of thing. Put a spring on there to help with it opening. This works different, so when you push the pedal down, it actually pushes the cable. It pushes the cable. So if you don't have, it has a spring here that's supposed to open, but it's not all that great because this cable's kind of frayed in there, and this part there is bad. So I end up having used the bracket that I had, drilled a hole, fastened it there, fastened choke cable there, and I end up having to cut the throttle cable down some. It probably could still use it a little bit because of that spot, but it's working. That's all that matters. Look at that. Yeah, that's pretty, and it all looks really good. And it's full throttle. I can't move the throttle no more. So, and it's fully closed. Yeah, a little bit. It's a little open, but I mean that's tight. It's just how that is. So I can get the starter on now the rest of the way. The fuel pump, I ground it to the body, or to the frame, and got a power wire run up to this solenoid off the battery. So when I hit the power, the pedal, there's a switch right there behind that metal plate, that little round metal, and that makes this solenoid click, and that pushes 12 powers to this, or well, 12 volts to that, to this. And of course you got your field windings, which will like it's these where they'll turn to reverse or go forward. So I'm gonna get the starter on, and then we're gonna mess with the points and get the points straightened up. I want to make sure this is going to start, so when we ready to try starting it, after I get the starter, all I got to do is put the belt on, tighten this up, well, adjust it and tighten it, and we'll go from there. I already kind of stuck the coil wire on there to see, but we're gonna go ahead and change the plug and stuff too before we do that. I gotta kind of see what the points gap is, or gotta know what the points gap is. I think it's like around 24 to 26, but the spark plug gap. So we'll have to figure that part out and go from there. Let me get this on there and we'll try to start it. Oh well, I need to do the wiring for our coil, which I'll probably just cut that off and we'll just mount it right to there, get rid of that, all that excess. And then we'll have to do this one too. We'll cut this wire. I gotta put an end on it so it plugs in right here. When we get there, I'll show you. We got our power ran to this on the resistor, ballast resistor, and we got our negative poked in there. And then you loosen that little screw up, and you adjust your points that way by pushing and moving it this way, and then you tighten it up once you get your thing. 25 thou on that. Come on, got a bumblebee on your spark plug, so we should have some sparkage. Oh, I don't have the starter hooked up, so let me get it hooked up. I forgot all about it. Alright, you should be ready to turn over to check for spark. Yep, we got good spark. Good blue spark. So we're gonna try to maybe possibly fire her up. I'm gonna find my socket wrench. Ain't gonna be it. Well, that thing keeps wanting to feel like it's not tightening. Yeah. There she goes. Well, let's see what happens. Not getting fuel. Fuel pump's not running. Maybe the float's stuck. There's something. I hope the jet's not clogged. I don't feel like cleaning it. Ain't got no fuel. Ain't got no fuel. Let's see. Take this off there, see what she's doing. The fuel pump quit on us, did it? She's squirting. And what I just do with the screwdriver there is yeah, let's see. See what she's doing. Something wrong with the carburetor. We ain't getting fuel. be, because I dumped fuel right here. She fired up. One of the carburetor clogged. I may have to open. Well, I'm gonna mess with this a minute. Got the neighbors over here yelling. Alright, she fired off again now. I didn't really do nothing but tap the carburetor. Clutch don't seem to be working back there though. So, we'll have to see about that one. I'm gonna get this carburetor, or get this exhaust on now. I think we're pretty good on the points. I think everything's set up good, well enough, that we can cover everything back up. And exhaust's gonna be a little hard, so I'll do that off camera, and then we'll worry about this here. Good at, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna say that clutch is probably about had it. So. Alright, well, that's moving on. Alright, y'all, I ran out of time yesterday, so we're back out here this morning. Let's see. I'm not sure if I showed you guys this or not. But yesterday when we kind of seemed like we was running out of fuel, starving for fuel, and I didn't know if the fuel pump was working. Here's the carburetor, the old one. And then you see this. Well, that's just a bolt. Alright, well, this bolt come out of the bowl on the new one. And there's, I'm not sure how much of what I was saying it got, because battery went dead. I'm so tired of this GoPros, man. But anyways, so this is the bolt that held the bowl on the new carburetor. Well, the old one has a jet. It's like a banjo bolt, has a hole through it, both sides, and it comes up the middle. And it also has a jet in there. So, this was in there. I don't know how fuel was getting past it, or whatever, but I took the banjo bolt out, or the bolt out of the old one, put in there, and it's running. No problem. But our problem now is it's hard starting. It takes a while. You gotta sit there, crank, and then it'll fire up. Guess what that is? Timing. The points issue. So we're gonna take this plate off. We're gonna take this out. We've got to do our some more grinding to get a little better test fit, or not test fit, but to be able to adjust it more. See how much room is on this? That one has no room like that, nowhere near that much. So, and you can see right here where right in there where it was rubbing. So we're going to take this, we're going to put it on there, see how big that hole is compared to the hole on that one. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to put this on there and see if we can't get this stuff to be closer in size so it's easier to turn and all that good stuff. So let me get this pulled out, and then I'll have to go to the hardware store and get a grinding wheel for my grinder so we can get her ground down a little better. Alright, take this thing out. This thing, here's my ground wire. Just pulled out of there. I'll show you a little bit better about it. There's a Phillips screw right here. We just pull the Phillips screw. It's gonna suck having to retime this whole thing, but it's got to be done. It's too hard starting. You see, she don't even want to turn, she's kind of wedged in there a little bit because I didn't have it ground down real well, so we're gonna have to do some pulling here. Come on up out of there. Back this way. Yeah, she's gonna fight me. I should have had her all ground down before really well, but I didn't have my grinding disc. I need my pick. Get down up in there behind that thing, maybe. There she comes. There she goes. Pretty much that's it. You got your condenser, you got your little points. See how they open. That little thing rides on the cam, or on the crank there. There's a little bump right there. We'll clean that real good. Well, I really need to clean lid out. So let's get this plate. And we'll kind of, now you can see more of how much, there's not much needs to come off, but there's some. As you can tell, this is a whole lot thicker too than this little plate. But we need to grind. We need to cut quite a bit out of this. We definitely need to cut some out of that. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get this cleaned up out of there. I'm going to get a marker, mark it, whatever I got to do. Alright, well, I went and got a little flap disc. I ground it down. Try to adjust these points on this. Try to save money. And it's not the best. It's hard to get them set. But I think I got them set. But the bad part about it is the rear axle's making a ton of noise. It's grinding. The cart don't really want to move. The points still need a little bit of adjusting. I'm gonna pull up the part number for this to go back to points, so you guys will see what it is. And it's $190 to go back to that, and it's just not. Let's see, Columbia Park Car points. Let's see. There's your part. Let's go to this. There's your part number. And it says, can also be used for converting 1986 to 95 Columbia Park car with electric ignition back to points system. Price $189. So to save the headache, that'd be your best bet to go, is just use that. But as for now, I'm kind of done on this for a little bit until I'm ready to pull that rear axle and go through it and find out what that grinding is. It's not the brakes. I've had it up, jacked up, turned, bumped both wheels. It's something in the differential or the bearings or something that I have no clue, and it's real tight. It's hard to push. Let's see if we can, maybe you guys can hear it if I'm able to shove it. You can hear it all the way through the frame. So until I pull that rear in and actually look at it, this is going to be it on this for a while. Next, since I'm able to get this out of the garage, we're going to paint this. It's getting painted. We're going to get it painted and get it put back together. And you put that inside. And got a new top for it, a black one. Then get her painted up. Probably do that tomorrow. We got to throw something over the Harley so it don't get all wet and ruined, or paint all over it and ruined. And so that's gonna be it on this one. We'll see you guys on the next one. Appreciate y'all watching. It's probably a long video as it is. So we're stumbling along with this. Like I said before, I've never done it. I've never worked on it. It just uses some common sense and a little know-how, a little ingenuity. Oh, one other thing. It's smoking so bad that I may end up having to take this off there and put the vacuum pump back on there. That's why I'm glad I didn't cut the vacuum coming off the thing, but I did block it. So we'll try that too. I'm helping it start. The plug's getting pretty freaking wet, and I mean she's just a lot of smoke coming out. So maybe that's, you know, a little bit of flood and not letting it start real good. Maybe my points are good. Another thing I found out was with the muffler on it, it started so much better with the muffler on there, that back pressure. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put the vacuum pump back on there, since I know that it's running. It's, I don't know, I like that pump, but I don't know, once the floats open up, it's just pumping it, shooting it through there. So anyways, we'll see you guys on the next one.